Good morning, YouTube. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Today is Saturday and it's about 10:15 in the morning. I'm actually about to get ready to go to work. I have to work from 12 to 4 today. But I wanted to do a little update from my appointments yesterday. I tried to do an update yesterday, but it was raining so hard that you haven't been able to hear what I was saying. So like I said, I had two appointments yesterday. One was with vocational rehab, and then the second one was with nurse visit to get my first injection for Ajovy, and I also worked from 11 to 7:30. So I wanted to kind of do a little update for myself and whoever is watching or interested. So yeah. But before you guys go, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share, and comment to see if you have done Ajovy or if you've been to vocational rehab for whatever is going on with you, and we can start up a discussion. I don't know, I love my hair like this, so cute. Anyways, so like I said, I started Ajovy yesterday. So yesterday was the 28th, so that means that every 28th of each month I will do a Ajovy injection around 10 o'clock in the morning. So it kind of works pretty okay for me because I don't know how long I'm going to be on Ajovy, and plus, February only has 28 days most of the time, except for every leap year. So it kind of works. So basically, I will be doing Ajovy towards the end of each single month, and I'm okay with that. So my appointment was at 9:30 in the morning. My vocational rehab was at 8:30 in the morning. So I will talk about the vocational in just a minute. So for my Ajovy appointment, I saw a nurse. I didn't have to see a doctor because the first injection you have to do is in clinic. They have to go through the pamphlet with you. They have to go through everything. Well, actually, I have, hold on. Don't mind the mess on my chair. That I do clean up. But they gave me this packet right here, Ajovy packet. And I'm just gonna go through it with you guys real quick. It's a really nice pamphlet. Actually, you can probably, if I don't know if your facility will give you this packet, but mine did. It only comes with like one wipe and one cotton ball, but that's fine. I can get my own. That's okay. So it comes with this starting Ajovy packet. And this is the medical name, I guess, for Ajovy. I will put that in the description bar below. I meant to do that for the other one, but I forgot. And then it gives you some instructions on welcome to Ajovy. It gives you a little bit abbreviation of what Ajovy is. I actually have not gone through this packet, so this is the first time I'm going through it with you. She showed it to me, but we did not go through it. This is another pamphlet about Ajovy. So you can understanding prescription drug coverage. So I think it's going to be pretty important to read. So you know exactly what you're getting into. I wish I did that with Botox, but I actually did not do that with Botox. I actually did not get really any like this kind of pamphlet information about Botox. So if I were you, when you discuss the medication that you're going to be starting, I would urge you guys to get some more information from it. If they can give you a pamphlet to read on or print out about Ajovy or any type of medication, I think it'll be more beneficial. And this looks kind of like the same one from the box of Ajovy. Yeah, it is. It's really big. It's pretty big. But this is exactly the same one from the one I did before the last video. Did I do it? Did it even go through? I don't think it went through. But I don't think the other one posted. So if it did not post, and for another day, I will go through this pamphlet with you guys so that you'll be able to understand what Ajovy is, how to use it, and how to dispose of it, and all that kind of stuff. So I will go through that on another day. I'm not going to have enough time. And depending on your insurance, either you pay a certain amount of copay. If you don't have insurance, then you're going to have to pay out of pocket. I'm pretty sure there's some programs that you can enter in order to get your prescriptions cheaper or for free, depending on your insurance or depending on your financial situation. And there's some more pamphlet over here as well. And what is this? I don't know what this one is. This just, oh, so this is like a little mat, you know, like for children. You put the mat on there to show them where the plate goes, where the cup goes, where their spoon or their silverware goes. So this is something like that. So this one right here, the bigger box, it says sharp container, and these two small ones. This one right here says cotton ball or gauze pad right there, and then this little circle right here also says rubbing alcohol or alcohol swab, and this is where the Ajovy goes. So this would be important for you, especially if you've never given yourself an injection before. This would be a good placemat basically for you to put wherever you need in order to do your Ajovy. So I do like this one. This is pretty cool. When I went to the nurse visit, she had me practice on injecting myself. I actually did not think I was going to inject myself yesterday, but actually I did. Ooh. This thing expired 2019. So there is, it says Ajovy expires December 31st, 2019. So this is definitely no longer used. This is basically your like a discount card, I guess, for a pharmacy, but this expired. So good thing I already got my Ajovy. I only paid $5 compared to what it should have been. I think Ajovy's like almost $700. My pharmacy, my insurance paid all the way up to $45. So I was responsible to pay $45, but I was able to get a discount card through the pharmacy, and I only paid $5. So basically, if it was $75, insurance plus discount card paid $695 worth, and I was only responsible to pay $5. So happy with that. And this little last thing is what she actually went through with me. This is another pamphlet of the bigger one, the really big paper I showed you. So this is like another booklet that you can keep closer, or if you can keep it in your purse, or you can keep it in here. I mean, just depends where you want to keep it. It kind of goes through what Ajovy is and how to inject yourself and where to inject yourself, and all that kind of stuff. So, and it comes with one cotton ball and two cotton balls and one alcohol pad. It comes with that. So, I mean, this would be good for that first day. I mean, you can't use after that. So, but it's still nice that they gave you at least something. So hopefully, if whoever gets this Ajovy and that I don't want to call it a gift card because it's not, but the discount card, hopefully it will not be expired when you get it. But mine is expired. If it wasn't expired and I knew someone was going to be receiving Ajovy and they did not have insurance, I would have definitely either sent it to them or gave it to them. But it is expired, so. But I do like this little tote bag. You can put this in here and all other information. I'll probably put my migraine things right here. Yep, it's right here. I'm actually going to put this in here too. This could be all about my migraine stuff. Perfect. So I have the thing for the Botox thing I did, and also for Ajovy. I'll just keep this just as a migraine treatment stuff right here, and I probably put like a copy of my FMLA for my migraines, a copy in here, so that I could have it all in one thing. So the next appointment I go to for migraines, I could just take this with me and I have everything right here. So the injection, the practice, she gave me this little it's like half the size of this. It's like, and it's if you are in the medical field, then you are going to understand what I'm talking about, or if you went to school for medical, you know exactly what I'll be talking about. Or if you ever give yourself injections, you have to go to a nurse visit as a practice, you know that what I'm talking about. Is one of them like foam kind of plastic thing where you have to practice on injecting. she had me practice on that for a little bit. I'm actually really, really glad she had me practice because I was fumbling a little while. I mean, I've been checked up on doing injections, but where I work at, we really don't give injections. The nurses usually do that, but now they're starting to implement us to do that. So for me, giving myself injections is kind of a practice, actually, for me to start injecting other people when I go back to work on a normal basis. Um, so we practice like 6 7 times. Practice from like pretending to wash my hand, pretending to wipe the area. So what you do is, first you wash your hands. If you want to wear gloves, go right ahead, but make sure it's clean gloves, clean and sanitized gloves. And you clean the area. So let's say this is your stomach. You clean this area with an alcohol pad or whatever. Use an alcohol sanitizer. You sanitize it, let it sit for 10 seconds without touching it. Do not blow on it because you have a lot of bacteria in your mouth and you end up going to be putting bacteria on here, and then you have to re-sanitize it again. So you clean the area, wait 10 seconds, you taunt the skin like that. And then once you taunt the skin, let's say the skin's already taunt, either you go 90 degrees or you go like not 45 degrees, but either you go straight down or a little tilt. Can't remember exactly what it said, but I went straight down, so it was just easier. For me, it was just easier to go straight down. So you go, make sure, I don't want to stab myself. You go straight down, make sure all of the needle part is all the way in, and then you slowly put the medication into either the stomach, the thigh, or the arm. I did not show a picture of the buttocks, so I would not use the buttocks. It's either your thigh, your stomach, or back here in your arm. It has to be subcutaneous, and it'll be hard for me to give myself back here. So it would either be my stomach or my thigh. I think I prefer my stomach, which that's what I did. I didn't feel like disrobing my whole entire clothes in order to give myself an injection. So she had me practice on that for like a few minutes, and then after that she's like, okay, you ready? I said, yeah, I'm ready for you to do it. She's like, oh no, I'm not doing it. She's like, you're doing it. I said, I just stood there like I was like, she's like, if you really, really feel uncomfortable doing it, then I will do it for you. But usually we try to have the patients do it for themselves, so at least they can have that one experience doing it with a nurse or a provider, that they feel comfortable that they did it correctly. So that's what I did. It took me about 5 minutes in order to inject. Every time I get like really close, I back up. I'm like, I'm not ready. But I knew I had to get it done because I had to go to work anyways, and she has other patients to see. So I just plunged it in, and when I pushed the syringe in, you can't actually like plunge it in because one, all the medicine is not going to go all the way in. It's going to leak out, and two, your skin might bubble up. You're not going to receive the medication, so you have to go slowly. So I held it like this, and it was easier for me to use my index finger to push in instead of doing it this way. So I just slowly injected in, and then right afterwards I wiped the top part off with alcohol, and I got the gauze and I pressed it. Do not like rub it, because then you probably like squeeze the medicine out, whatever. So it just says, the pamphlet says just to get the cotton ball and press on it. And once you press on it, leave it there for a few seconds. I think I left it there. I counted to like 20 seconds and I took it off. I put a band-aid on, and that was that. The best thing is, if you've never received this injection, is to wait at least 15 minutes before you leave, so you can sit in the waiting area for 15 minutes. Just let them know you just want to make sure that you're not going to have an allergic reaction to it, which is completely fine. And I did not have an allergic reaction, so I was thankful. And you go home, and the next month, either it gets delivered to your home or you pick it up. I will be picking it up from my job. It's just easier. I work at the same, my pharmacy is the same place I work at, in the same building I work at, I should say. So I will be picking up my prescriptions from there, and then I can do it that same day. So I'll pick it up that night, like the 27th, if it's open, and then leave it in the refrigerator for the rest of the night. Take it out. Do not do this. That it says do not shake it. So doing this is actually shaking it, You don't want to manually warm it up. You have to leave it out for at least 30 minutes to let it warm up on its own. You don't want to shake it like that either, because you do not want to shake the medication. Like I said, you don't want to do this. Definitely don't want to do that, because if the top flies off, you don't want to end up stabbing yourself or somebody else, or flinging it to somewhere where you're going to end up breaking it or stabbing somebody with it. So just let it sit just like that, on a table, on a clean surface area, sanitized clean surface area. And if you're at home, just wipe the area down with your cleaner. Take a paper towel, a clean paper towel, put your paper towel on the table, and then put the medicine, the syringe, on top of that paper towel, so that it stays clean and sanitized. Clean your hands, clean the area that you are going to be injecting yourself, and then proceed. And the best way to get rid of the syringe is you can either buy a disposable, those little red ones. You can buy those disposable if you want to, or you could, the way the pharmacist, what he told me was, instead of spending my money on buying those red Biohazard, you can get a thick milk carton, a clothes detergent, an empty clothes detergent that you can seal it really tight, as long as that container is a really thick plastic and that can be sealed really tight. Is exactly the same thing as a Sharps container. But you have to label whatever that container you use. You have to label it as Sharps container, biohazard material inside, so that when you dispose of it, you dispose of it correctly. I have biohazard bags, the red ones. I have biohazard bags, so I will put it in a container, and then put that container in a biohazard bag and tie it and throw it away that way, so that people know this is a biohazard. Do not open it. You will get, you'll injure yourself. Or you can save it in a little container that is sealable container, that is like a detergent bottle or milk carton, and wait until it gets full, and take that to your local pharmacy and have them dispose of it for you. Or you can just make nurse visits on a monthly basis and get the injection done there. You can pick up your prescription that day, and make sure that it's a Monday through Friday. Then you pick up your prescription and get your injections through as a nurse visit. So those are some options you could do at home with disposing of it correctly. You can get it done at a pharmacy if they allow you. I'm pretty sure they will give you the injection if you are not comfortable. Or you can go to your doctor's office as a nurse visit, and they will do it for you. So you have a few options. I would not give it to someone that does not feel comfortable to give you an injection, because you don't want them to be hurt, or you don't want to hurt yourself. You want to make sure that the syringe is clean. You want to make sure that the syringe the medication is not clouded, that it's clear. You want to make sure that there is no cracks, breaking, or it looks damaged. You want to definitely make sure of that. You also want to make sure that the name of the medication says what it's supposed to say, Ajovy, and I will put the regular medical term for the Ajovy on there as well. You also want to make sure that you do not leave it in heat. You do not leave it in direct sunlight. And like I said, you don't want to shake it. And you don't want to leave it. You don't want to leave it in heat. You don't want to leave it in direct sunlight. You don't want to shake it. And you do not want to make sure, you want to make sure that it is not expired. You want to make sure it's the correct medication and the correct dosage. There are two different type of dosages. There's the 225 and the 625. The 625 is the one that you give yourself 3 injections every single month. So let's say today is supposed to be your injection day. You give yourself 3 injections today, not on the same area, but different areas. So like if it's on your stomach, not the same spot that you injected yourself on the stomach, you could do it 3 different areas, at least, she said, 2 or 3 inches away from your navel. So make sure that you're not close to your umbilical cord area. You don't want to put it on no tattoos. You don't want to put on no stretch marks. You don't want to put any cuts, bruises, anything that's not a damaged area of skin. You want to make sure that area is clean from anything. You want to make sure that it does not have any scars, marks, bruising, cuts, stretch marks. tattoos, or it's not the same area, you inject yourself with other medication, you definitely want to make sure you don't do that. So some people that take insulin, they give their insulin on their stomach. So if I were you, if you get insulin that you inject yourself on your stomach, then choose your either your thigh or your arm. Give that area only specifically to your insulin. Um, Make sure that it's out of reach of children, of course, and pets as well. Only let people that you truly trust and know what they're doing to inject you if you cannot do it yourself, or else just seek medical advice. And make sure you really talk to your doctors to see if this is correct for you. They said it will take maybe my prescription. I have 5 refills, so that's going to be for the next 5 months. I got August already, so I have 4 more as September, October, November, December. So by January, I would have to get another refills for the next 5 months, but I don't know how long I'm going to be on Ajovy. I don't know if it's going to work for me. I don't know. Right now I do have a small headache, but it's probably because of the ring light. It's really bright, so maybe that's the reason why. So you just got to keep a diary, which I have a diary at home upstairs in my room. I write on it every single night. And if I have a migraine that day, I'll make sure I write it down to see what I have taken. Yeah, but definitely first and foremost, get advice from your doctor, from your neurologist, to see if this is correct for you. The next thing that I did that yesterday was I saw vocational rehab, and we talked about an hour, which was great. She got full history of what's going on with me. I'm kind of getting tired of like repeating it, but I understand how important it is. So I told her everything that's been going on. I'm not going to repeat it again. So if you want to see it, make sure you go to the other videos so you can be able to catch up. What we talked about is possibly finding another solution for work. Hopefully, possibly only going part-time, or being able to be accommodated for certain things, and also to see if I'm qualified to do work from home. Those things we're going to be talking about, and also finding ways to deal with whatever's going on. It will be a little bit harder for her to help me 100% because she does not have a diagnosis. So hopefully I will get my EMG testing done in the next few weeks. If not, in October 14th is the set date. But I'm hoping and praying I get my testing done. I believe that we are going to be extending my restrictions for probably like another month, because I don't feel I'm going to be ready to go back to fully what I was doing before. So yesterday I worked from, like I said, 11 to 7:30, but I've been out the house from 8 in the morning, and by the time 2 o'clock came, I was done for. You can put a fork in me. I was done. Around like 3:34, I started having foggy feeling. I couldn't understand what I was reading for a little bit. I was really tired. I started having pain. Thankfully, my coworker, she ended up giving me her heater, because their office is really, really freezing cold. So I was able to use her heater. It helped me a lot. The heater really, really did help a lot. I ended up having to take a break because I had to. I just could not continue doing what I was doing, because I was reading, but I was not understanding what I was reading. So knowing that working a full 8 hours, even though I wasn't at work, I was up and out the house for 8 hours. I was exhausted. By the time I get home, I'm just tired. I just had no energy to make dinner. I had no energy to do anything. So the best part of my days are first thing in the morning, because I first wake up, I'm rejuvenated and stuff. But when it gets to be like 2, 3, let's say like 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I am spent. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm in pain. I'm foggy and all that kind of stuff. So those are the things that we need to work out. That's why I'm considering it to be. I'm not considering. I'm thinking that it could be myasthenia gravis, or it could be possibly like the first signs of MS. I don't know. But I know that it's not right for me to feel this way, because before, yeah, you get tired, but have like some coffee, or a pop or like a vitamin B12, and you're up and up and going. Like, I have worked more than 15 hours straight before, and you get home, of course you're tired, you want to go to sleep, but you are not to the point where you're just gone. Just it's different. I could tell you it's very, very different. So when people see me first thing in the morning, like, oh, you're getting better, I'm like, and you know what, I'm tired of explaining to people like, yeah, mornings are better for me instead of evenings, because truly people don't really want to hear that, honestly. And I've definitely learned that. And looking back, I have definitely done it myself. People don't want to hear you complain. People don't want to hear you say, no, I'm not doing good. They don't want to hear you because, one, it makes it awkward for them. And two, they just don't want to hear it. Like, they already have enough on their plate that they don't feel like hearing your complaints. So, and people might think that you're just being lazy because, it's not quote unquote diagnosed. So it's like, well, there's really nothing wrong with it. The doctor said there's nothing wrong with you. It's like, okay, the doctors don't know everything. They are humans just like I am. But certain things take a long time for it to get diagnosed. I'm hoping and praying it's just this Botox. Once it runs completely out of my system, hopefully I'll be back. But I don't know. So it's past the 3 months mark, because I have been getting migraines. I'm have my right shoulder is messed up. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's completely messed up. I did not hurt myself. My legs get so exhausted. My arms get exhausted. My whole body gets exhausted. I get really dizzy, and it feels like there's just something like there's something going on with my muscles. I know it is, and I don't know what's the dizziness about. So, anyways, I don't feel like complaining anymore. It feels like I'm just complaining all day and all night. Yeah, but that is my update so far. So I am glad I did get my first Ajovy. Oh yeah, one thing I did before I saw vocational rehab, the same department I see vocational rehab is the same department that does my EMG testing. So I asked the receptionist if I can speak with one of the doctors just to ask him one question. That's all I need, is to ask one question, and she just directed me where to go. I said, is would Ajovy interfere with my EMG testing? He said absolutely not. So I was happy with that. So that gave me a good feeling to go ahead and do Ajovy, because if they had said yes, it would have interfered, then I would have had to wait on it until end of October. Yeah, so we shall see. By the time I get my EMG testing, which if it still has to be in October, I would have had my second dose of Ajovy. Yeah. But anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And I will speak to you on the next video, I should say. And yeah, so subscribe, like, and share, and comment as well to see if you've tried Ajovy. And if you've been to vocational rehab, I think this will, if it helps at least one person, then I am very happy. So but anyways, I'll talk to you later. Make sure you do those things I asked, please, and I will talk to you later. All right, have a safe and wonderful day. Bye.